Mark every death, remember every victim, follow every case, says the headline for homicidewatch.org. Homicide Watch DC is a crime reporting site formatted as a database. Created by Laura Amico and husband Chris Amico, pictures, maps, comments of family and friends, information about detectives in charge of each case, and other storytelling tools are used to form ongoing stories about victims and suspects of each homicide. Using police reports, primary court documents, and social networking as resources, Laura and Chris build and report stories in the Columbia District. The site aims to report every homicide from the day of the crime to the day of conviction or dismissal. According to the website, their mission states, "As DC residents, we believe that how people live and die here and how those are recognized matters to every one of us. If it matters how someone is killed in Cleveland Park, then it matters how someone is killed in Truxton Circle, Ivy City, Washington Highlands, and Georgetown. If we are to understand violent crime in our community, the losses of every family and every neighborhood must be recognized, and the outcome of every trial, be it conviction or acquittal, must be recorded." According to Alexis Madrigal from The Atlantic, this database has become a crucial source of information about the crimes that don't make the headlines. The site is unprejudiced about who is published in it, and Laura Amico does a good job at not discriminating against race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Madrigal also states that the site's aim is to cover every single homicide in the city. The information provided in the site is unbiased because it is obtained from court documents and police reports, all of which are available to the public, which allows for very little to no opinion from the founders. And as Vil Mayton from Microtask states, that Homicide Watch makes up for deficiencies and biases that have been long evident in reporting. Moreover, comments from family members and friends of the victims and suspects make the site a more powerful source of information because it allows them to share their grief and support each other. In an interview with Michael O'Connell from It's All Journalism, Laura Amica explains how the aim for the site is for it to be community driven.
Maybe a year and a half ago, a suspect's father wrote in, actually, and said, "My son tells me he's innocent and I have to believe him." And that was a really meaningful comment for me because suspects' families so rarely have voices in coverage of crime. And I know from sitting in the courtroom with both victim families and suspect families that in many cases both families are experiencing losses. That victims' families are afraid of what's going to happen. They might not understand what's happening in the court system. And they're trying to understand, too, how they came to be in this situation. And I love that we've been able to provide a space for them to feel like they can share those concerns and those experiences as well. Another one of my favorite comments came from a nurse, an emergency room nurse, who wrote in saying that she had been on duty when a shooting victim was brought in, and she didn't know this young man and she didn't know his family, but she wanted them to know that they did everything that they could to save his life. That comment to me showed just the incredible depth of this community of people that can be affected by these cases, and that it's perhaps a much larger community than we ever imagine. That it's the families, for sure, but it's also the nurses and doctors and ambulance drivers and teachers and social workers, everyone who's in this system and in this community, and it just reaches much farther than I thought.
Yeah, and I think what you described is what I find so amazing about this site. That, and again, your neutral voice serves this so well because any point of view that you would add to it is not going to raise the drama or the interest or the humanity of this moment or of this story that's going on. You're just sort of providing the space for it to exist.
Right. I try to remember, these aren't my stories. These aren't my experiences, and it's not my voice that matters or how I tell the story that matters. The goal is to be a moderator, a space, a place to have the conversation.
You've definitely caught the attention of a lot of people in media. You've received a lot of awards. We started this out. You said.
Because this site is so community driven, Laura aims to cover every murder. The Columbia Journalism Review states that Homicide Watch mission is to give every homicide in the city equal attention sustained over time. In addition, the site serves as a safe bridge between the detectives and the individuals who want to provide information regarding a case. CJR also states that Homicide Watch users have directly sent amicable emails with information regarding a crime that have helped catch a suspect or provided information regarding the victim. So in conclusion, I think that this database is an ethical news resource because the information published is retrieved from legal documents that are available to the public. So this means that neither Chris nor Laura can form an opinion about it. They can only report their findings. Secondly, it has equal coverage. So they aim to cover every homicide in the area, no matter what race, socioeconomic status, or gender. And they follow every case until the day of conviction or dismissal. Moreover, they report both sides of the story, meaning that they have information about the victim and the suspect. And lastly, they allow for the community, such as family and friends of the victims or suspects, to get involved. And this is by commenting on the page or by providing information that can help the case. So although this isn't traditional journalism, I think that it's an ethical way of providing accurate information, which also allows the community to be directly involved.